TrueCount clutches. TrueCount joined the Trimble family in November of 2008. They have decades of experience in providing clutches for planters. Their clutches are working in thousands of planters and in almost all North American planter brands, including John Deere, Kinze, Case, and White. TrueCount develops and builds planter clutches that are activated by electric or air. TrueCount's electric clutches are section clutches. This means that they are used to stop or activate sections of a planter. For example, they can be used to divide a planter in half or quarters to control each section individually. TrueCount's air clutches have the ability to control individual rows. They are mounted next to each row and can stop or activate rows on the planter. These air clutches can be connected in groups of 1, 2, 3, or 4 to sections in a controller. When a single air clutch is connected to a section, then each row can be commanded to stop individually. If you use 2 clutches per section, then both clutches stop at the same time when the section commands them to stop. Here's how TrueCount clutches work. All planters and drills drive from a rotational motion supplied by ground wheel drive or hydraulic motors. This rotational force is transferred to the seating units through a series of shafts, chain or sprockets, and shaft couplers. By placing the clutch in the drive line that drives the seating units, you can control whether a certain row or rows are driving or not driving. When you enter a point row situation, you simply shut off the section that is double planting and the other sections will continue to plant. The air or electric clutch are fail-safe, which means they do not need air or electricity during normal planting operation. The only time air or electrical power is required is when you wish to disengage a section of the planter in point rows. This allows a planter to continue to work in the majority of cases. Studies show that TrueCount clutches can save a farmer significantly. In a typical field, manually shutting off a planter causes 3.8% of seed waste. That's 38 acres of double planted corn for 1,000 acres planted. If seed cost is $200 per acre, the waste works out to $7,600 of extra seed per 1,000 acres of corn. But that's only part of the story. On corn, double planting can reduce yield by 50% or more. Areas where the seeds are too close together have their roots touching one another, which causes corn plants to stop growing. An additional benefit of TrueCount clutches is that they allow the operator to not have to slow down at the end of each row. This saving of time increases efficiency and productivity. TrueCount clutches are compatible with the AgGPS EasyGuide 500 display, the AgGPS Field Manager display, and the AgGPS FMX display. These clutches can be used with a variety of accuracy levels from WAS, OmniStar XP, OmniStar HP, and Trimble RTK. Let's look at the components of a TrueCount air clutch system. An air compressor is attached to the tractor or planter, and it supplies air to the air tank. The air tank is also mounted to the planter, and it is connected directly to the compressor using the supplied tubing. This tank supplies the valve modules with a supply of air as needed. It should be mounted on the implement near the valve modules if possible. The valve module is mounted on the planter, and it is connected pneumatically to the tank using the supplied tubing. It is electrically connected to a section controller, either EasyBoom or True Application Control. It also pneumatically is connected directly to the clutch. When a valve receives a signal from a controller, it will activate as many clutches as is connected to and cause these rows to stop planting. The module contains 4 valves and each valve contains 1 section. The number of valve modules on a planter will determine how many sections the planter will be divided into. The module should be mounted near the center of the portion of the planter they are controlling. For instance, if one valve module is used, it should be placed in the center of the planter. If two modules are used, each module should be placed in the center of its half of the planter. The clutches are attached to each row, and when they receive air from the valves, they will cause the row to stop planting. This picture shows a field planted with TrueCount clutches. Here is a field that is planted without TrueCount clutches. These images speak for themselves. TrueCount clutches are reliable and offer farmers a tremendous cost savings advantage that eliminates waste and adds efficiency.